contributions to our mission, I mean boots on the ground, hands-on, making it happen, are matched only by his big heart and generosity of spirit. Helped me a lot. Thank you, Dave, for your help and guidance. And thank you. And as for me, I've lived in Swampscott for almost 28, actually over 28 years. And during that time, I've been a very active volunteer in my town. I spent 13 years on the Historical Commission and 15 years on the Planning Board, where I'm still a member, and I've also chaired multiple committees, such as our Master Plan Committee. But it was way back when, as a member of the Historical Commission, that I applied to Essex Heritage for a grant to help fund some work we wanted to do to establish a historic archive. And I really had no idea what I was doing and no idea how to go about it. So at the time I reached out to an employee of Essex Heritage at the time, the wonderful Bill Steelman, who helped me find the right resources and pointed me in the right direction. And it was around that time that I started to learn more about Essex Heritage and what the organization was really all about. And I remember thinking, these people focus on everything that matters to me. I belong here. I wanted to be a part of it then. And I became a commissioner shortly thereafter, and then eventually a trustee. And I continue to be amazed at the breadth and depth of the work that this organization does on behalf of all of us in Essex County. So no matter which city or town you live in, we all share a common thread. We place great value on exploring and celebrating the varied and complex heritage of our past. Who lived here before us? What were the patterns of development and what traces did they leave? How can we pass on this knowledge and this enjoyment to our kids, and how can we help them enjoy the area and learn more about it? So from historic monuments to great maritime ports, the shoe factories, fishing villages, the mill towns, the farmland, the immigrant neighborhoods and grand estates, the shoreline and the rivers, it's all part of the fabric of Essex County. And as one of the presidents that helped found the heritage areas once said, heritage areas are the living national parks. So recognizing its importance, creating awareness, protecting it, and celebrating it is what Essex Heritage stands for. And I thank you all for welcoming me and for being a part of that. So now I'd like to welcome State Representative Francisco Polino to welcome us to the City of Lawrence. Francisco?
Good morning. How are you doing today?
Good morning.
Wow. Today's a beautiful day, and there's something that I want to say that welcomes somebody to our beautiful city of Lawrence.
Thank you.
Being a city of 7.4 square miles, tiny city, we are so lucky to have a boating club, to have our own airport, being such a tiny city, to be the city of the poet Robert Frost, to have a local hero like Francisco Ureña, and so many other great men and women that have made not only Lawrence proud, but the whole country. And just like the men and women from the Bernard Rosses inspired Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, and maybe even Rosa Parks. Lawrence has been a historic city, and having Essex Heritage coming today and me welcoming you to our beautiful town is an honor. Thank you for for preserving the history of locations like this in a tiny town. Like, we are so proud. Like, we're so tiny. People call us one of the poorest cities in the country, but we have a boarding club. And we have a it's like being a poor kid having a Nintendo back in the day. Like, it's amazing. And thank you for coming here, for preserving history, preserving locations like this, and creating opportunities for kids like me, kids like I growing up in the city, and impulsing programs and developing leadership. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Representative Colina. I really appreciate those comments. And now I'd like to ask Representative Estela Reyes to say a few words of welcome.
Thank you. Good morning. It is a great pleasure to be here with all of you. First time in this meeting, not this in this boarding house, because has been not only my second home every time we have something going on, which I feel very proud of all the one who's taking the time to make this possible. I want to share something. Today, Rep. Paulino and I, we were supposed to be in another event here in Lawrence, but we chose to be here just to learn and hear more about what we continue doing to improve what we can make possible to continue working together. And represented that we are here is showing our support in any capacity that we might can serve and help to continue working together. Thank you very much, and I hope that we all can have a great day today.
Thank you so much. I'd also like to recognize Carolyn Friedman from Senator Elizabeth Warren's office. Thanks for coming, Carolyn. And Acting Mayor of Methuen, David Beauregard. Thank you for joining us. I'd like to welcome our venue host, Jed Kohler, to introduce us to this fabulous facility that we're in and say a few words about the Greater Lawrence Community Boating Program. Jed.
Thank you so much. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Abe Bashara Boathouse right here at the Greater Lawrence Community Boating Program. I'm going to say it's a pretty amazing thing to see people like you guys here at the Boathouse supporting programs like what we're seeing right here. It means a lot to have eyes on the community, and when I got here this morning and people started coming in and saying hi every single time I turned around, I was like, oh, it's so great to see you again. That's an amazing thing because it doesn't happen all the time. There's a lot of, just in the room right now, over the years, I've been here for 14 years as the executive director. I don't know where the time goes, 14 years, it's kind of crazy, since 2011. And I've been able to form relationships and friendships with many of you that came in today, so it's amazing to see you here. I just wanted to say real quick before I talk about some of the stuff that we do, thoughts and prayers to everybody in Florida, anybody that has a family down there. It's been tough waking up this morning to see that. I have a lot of family down there, so it's been tough. So thoughts and prayers for everybody there. And lastly, before I tell you what we do here, I'd like to invite you to the last day that I get to wear shorts and sandals because I walked outside this morning and it was 43 degrees and I got a little chill and I'm like, oh, I'm pushing the limits. So you guys are here on my last day. So Greater Lawrence Community Boating Program here since 1979. And with a huge partnership with the DCR, Department of Recreation and Conservation for the state of Massachusetts, a partner for the last 35 years, providing programming for families in the Merrimack Valley and beyond, but we do target the city of Lawrence. That's where we start. I'm very happy to say that this summer we averaged 507 children every day, Monday through Friday, and that included lunch. So 1,820 kids from Lawrence received a free membership. Of those 1,820 kids, 42% single female head of household. That means that this program was the other parent in that relationship when that mom had 2 or maybe 3 jobs and multiple kids that might have come to the program. Our membership was right around 37, almost 4,000 kids for the summer. And then here's an alarming stat. Just for the summer 10-week program, we had 25,000 check-ins. That's when a child shows up to the front counter and scans their card. 25,000 scans in 10 weeks. So we're very lucky. We wouldn't be here without the support of the community. I don't know what we would do without you. Let's see. We are an all year round program. I've been talking about the summer program throughout the fall, winter, and spring. We average 100 kids here in the building after school every day, 3:30 to 8 o'clock at night. They concentrate on athletic programs, rowing programs, and then after school help. Education is the key to success. So we talk to our kids about this all the time. We want to get every child that we know to college or in the trades or advanced education somewhere. We also do the New Balance indoor rowing program, which started, Jody, we started over at the Boys and Girls Club in probably 2013, and that had grown before COVID to 900 children in the Lawrence Public School System. COVID brought that down. We're back up at 425 kids in different schools across Lawrence, so that's pretty amazing. And then something that we will never forget, very unfortunately, December 14th of 2002, there was a horrific incident on the river with the children that fell through the ice. We need to remember that education is the key to helping our children. We don't glorify that incident, but we talk about it. And we make sure that the kids moving forward in this city always know how to protect themselves, not walk on ice. We get together with the fire department, we go into the schools, and I'm very happy to say that we did that with 8,000 children in the Lawrence Public School System last year, and we will continue to do that starting in November 15th and afterwards, going into the schools to educate our children on ice and water safety. So, today, after your event, I will be downstairs. I can show a couple videos on the TV of what we actually look like when we average 507 kids a day with lunch included. Takes 43 staff a day. It's a very interesting program. But what I would like to offer is we have a pontoon boat ride. I'll take people out for 10 minutes on the pontoon boat, okay, after this is over, because there's an amazing photo op. I'll bring you right down here towards the dam a little bit, and you can take a picture with the city of Lawrence in the background, the skyline, which is very beautiful. Also, if you can't make the boat because you have somewhere to go, the doors to the porch are open. Go out on the porch and take that picture with the skyline of Lawrence. I'm gonna tell you something. We are a beautiful city. It's right there, you can see it, and I see it in all of you that support us and all the programs that we do. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, that is absolutely so, that's just remarkable, honestly. So thank you for all the work you do and the services that your organization provides. I'm so impressed. So moving on, let's see. Now I guess we have to get down to the business portion of our meeting. We need to vote on the minutes from our fall meeting at Hamilton Hall in Salem. So, assuming that the members have had a chance to take a look at the minutes, may I have a motion to approve the minutes? Is there a second? Thank you. All in favor? Any opposed? Hearing none, the minutes are approved as written. Thank you. And now, on behalf of Essex Heritage, it's my pleasure to present to you the following slate of individuals nominated to serve as Essex Heritage Commissioners for a 3-year term. Alan Folds from Linfield Historical Society, Chair of the Rev 250 Committee. Thank you, Alan. Pilar Garo, Property Director for Long Hill Stevens Coolidge House, the Trustees of Reservations. Thank you, Pilar. Chris Lapointe, President of Greenbelt. Thanks, Chris. And Louis Mai, Marblehead Racial Justice Team. Thank you so much, Louis. May I have a motion to approve these nominations?
So moved.
Can I have a second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the slate of new commissioners is approved. Congratulations and thank you. We're excited to welcome this new commissioner. Now we'd like to vote in our renewing commissioners. So on behalf of Essex Heritage, it's my pleasure to present to you the following slate of individuals renewing as Essex Heritage commissioners for another 3-year term. You can look at the screen next to me and review all of those names, the renewing commissioners, and may I have a motion to approve these nominations?
So moved.
Thank you. A second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the slate of renewing commissioners is approved. We thank these individuals for their service on behalf of Essex Heritage in the region. This fall, we welcome 3 new members to our Board of Trustees. Andrew Darian, Professor of History and Interim Associate Dean, College of Arts and Sciences at Salem State University. Thank you very much, Andrew. And I'm not sure if you're here or not, but if you are, could you stand up for us? Thanks, Andrew. Michael Selst, real estate professional at Gibson Sotheby's International Realty. Michael, not sure if I haven't seen Michael this morning, but if he's here, we'll thank Michael. And Francisco Urena, manager of Greater Lawrence Municipal Airport. Francisco, thank you so much. We're so happy to have you all on board. And now I want to make sure that we thank our generous corporate sponsors who make our programs across Essex Heritage area possible. In particular, we'd like to recognize the Eastern Bank Charitable Foundation, the Salem 5 Charitable Foundation, the M&T Bank, and the Institution for Savings for supporting trails and sales. This year was our first time holding the event series for 16 days, and it was a huge success. The sponsorships of these 4 institutions, along with the hard work of more than 150 site hosts and event leaders, makes it possible to keep this event free to the public. So thank you so much for that. And I also want to give a big thank you to New England Biolabs for their continued support of our Park for Every Classroom program and our new funder, National Park Foundation's Open Outdoors for Kids grant. We greatly appreciate the support. It's very important for us to recognize our corporate members for their ongoing support as well. These generous sponsors are listed on the screen behind me. This corporate support is so important to sustaining our programs. We're truly grateful for our generous donors and sponsors. And now, I'd like to welcome Annie Harris, Essex Heritage CEO, up to the podium to give the Essex National Heritage Area report.
Thank you so much, Angela. And again, good morning, everybody. Lovely to see you all. So, we talk about Essex Heritage. I think the word heritage really conjures up a lot of history and maybe sort of backwards looking. But I really want to talk to you this morning, not about the past, but about the future. And I want to start just quickly with talking about one very ambitious project that's being undertaken by the city of Methuen, and that's the Soils Estate. It's 19 acres near City Hall in downtown Methuen that the city is in the process of acquiring from the Catholic Order of the Presentation of Mary, where it's been a place for the Catholic Church and the nuns since 1957. So I know some the people from Methuen are here today. I think the acting mayor Beauregard, Jack Wilson, Kathleen Caldwell, and Joe Cosgrove from the planning departments. This property is really quite extraordinary. It was developed by Edward Francis Searles in 1887 through 1920. Searles was born in Methuen, but he was not a wealthy man. His mother was widowed when he was 7. But he was very fortunate to be able to study architecture and art in Boston, and he became quite a successful interior designer, working with a number of the great families in New York and San Francisco on their interior design projects. But his life was dramatically changed by his marriage to Mary Frances Sherwood Hopkins of San Francisco, who was the widow of the Central Pacific Railroad magnate Mark Hopkins. And she was the richest widow in America. It's said that she proposed to him, I don't know, but there was about 22 years difference. She was 22 years older. But in any case, they really shared a passion for constructing and decorating elegant mansions, including the Kellogg Terrace in Great Barrington, the Mansion House in Block Island, which became later known as Searles Folly, and this estate in Methuen, which was called at that time Pine Lodge, is now called the Searles Estate. Mary died about 3 years after their marriage, but Searles inherited all of her property and money, which was about, in today's dollars, about $2 billion. And he continued with their love of building and architecture and collecting, and put an enormous amount of time and money and effort into this estate in Methuen's. He worked with architect Henry Vaughan. Their favorite style was English Tudor, but they also did a lot of other types of architecture. And when you look at the property, the main thing that you see from the outside are these really elegant stone walls. I think you can see the picture here. But inside there's a granite chime tower, a brick medieval style tower, a brownstone chapel. The interior of the house, the main house that he lived in, was an English Jacobean style house, but then he attached to this house series of passageways and rooms and buildings. There's a marble museum, a tapestry hall, a banquet hall, an Italian gallery. It's really staggering. It's an amazing collection of architectural styles. He spared no expense, and the craftsman, the workmanship is really extraordinary in these buildings. But it's a very, very challenging property, and that's the reason why I'm showing it today, because the city of Methuen is stepping up. They're going to be purchasing the property before the end of the year. They're going to be going out with an RFP, and they're really welcoming ideas and thoughts about how to reuse this property. And I think it's fabulous. They're stepping up to take care of it. But really, the challenge is, how do you develop for the future, like this beautiful property, and figure out new future uses for it. So they'll be around here after the meeting. Feel welcome to talk to them more about it. Now I want to talk about the other efforts that we are doing with youth stewardship in the Heritage area. Essex Heritage mission is about connecting people with places. We seek to engage the residents in this region in really gaining a deeper understanding of this beautiful place where we live, its history, its resources, whether it be cultural, natural, or historic. And to be able to look forward, we need to develop new stewards to connect with these resources. So a lot of what we do and are focused on is youth engagement. And resident engagement. So I think most of you are familiar with our Trails and Sales program. We are expanding the number of days it is, and it's obviously free events around the county. We had about 200 different events, and really thank all our partners for putting these on. And it's designed to encourage residents to explore what's here. I hope everybody here did at least one Trails and Sales event this year. I always discover new things and new places I didn't even know were here. It's always really a fun event. But we're more and more looking for projects and events that engage youth, whether it's an amateur archaeology dig at the Balch House, or skating in Salem Sound, which is looking for using nets to see what's in the water there, or tossing hunting spears at Rebecca Nurse Homestead. these kinds of events that involve families and children are really a terrific engagement point for getting families to know about the sites and come and then return. So a second program, excuse me, that directly works with teachers to involve students in this wonderful place where we all live is the Park for Every Classroom. And I know you've heard me talk about this before. It's our place-based learning program, and we work with teachers in the summertime, and then we have a mentoring program during the wintertime. And we introduce teachers, we work with teachers in their communities where their schools are, helping them connect to resources and community leaders where they can use and develop projects, community-based projects that mean something to the community and something to their kids. And it's really an incredible engagement tool when you get kids working, whether it's taking care of a vernal pond or looking at a trail system or researching the history of shoes in their community. When they start to see the legacy, the history, the resources, and that they can provide some services by bringing attention to these places, whether it's through talking to the Board of Selectmen or doing a little tour for visitors. It's really an incredible engagement tool that becomes part of their school program and curriculum. So it stimulates very active engagement. We also do a program that I think I've talked to you about before, which is our Future Leaders program, which is our most direct program working with young people. These are paid internships through the school year, although primarily we focus on the summertime, an 8-week program in the summertime, where we hire students between the ages of 14 and 22. They work in the 2 national parks in this region. Saugus Ironworks and Salem Maritime. They learn about historic preservation, resource management, facilities management, and in addition, they also learn workplace skills, resume writing, and we usually have many of them return for several years and go through sort of a leadership training program. I'm also very pleased that in the last couple of years, we've had some more resources to put towards student internships and student hiring, and we've been able to provide grants for some other nonprofits so that they can also provide paid internships. And I want to just mention these because we're really have been so pleased to be able to do this and really spread this idea of having historic sites or natural resource sites hire young people, both for the benefit of the young people, they have paid jobs, they learn skills, but also as a way to engage younger people in this fabulous resources that we have here. So the Lawrence History Center hired 2 interns this past year who did preservation and archiving for the center's expansive scrapbook collection. They added audio files, I think it was 700 oral history interviews to the website. They cataloged and housed several hundred photographs and artifacts and translated an exhibit called Somos Latinos, Our Journey to Lawrence. We had other organizations such as the House of Seven Gables Settlement Association. They hired 2 interns who worked in collections and marketing. They researched and organized objects and exhibitions props. They researched new outlets to market their events and updated their photographs and revised parts of the Gables website. Salem Sound Coast Watch, they hired 2 interns who both worked on removing invasive species and also planting native plants in a park in Salem. They researched a local pollinator species and native flowering plants and created public murals both in Salem and Lynn schools and designed interpretive signs for a pollinator garden. We also had Lynn Museum of Lynn Arts. They hired 11 interns to assist with a wide range of museum work, including helping with Lynn Museum's Final Fridays programs, which feature music and art-making activities. They help with community events in Lynn, including Dream More, the exhibit at the Third Called Marshall Middle School. They assisted with exhibit and related tasks at the museum and worked at the front desk. Had a great experience. Marblehead Museum hired an intern who organized and cataloged the Pedrick family papers and created finding aids and designed autobiographical sketches published online for the public. So, and then there were also a few other organizations that are listed here: Museum of Old Newbury, Salem Athenaeum, Swampscott Conservancy, Lowell's Boat Shop, Boxford Historical, and North Andover. I don't know if we'll have the funding again, but it was really remarkable. I think it's a terrific program. We hope to be able to do more with that. But again, students got some very valuable skills, learning experience. They got paid, but the sites also got the help of students. They got some great help there, and they also got this little engagement from these kids, not only learning more about these assets in their community. Now I want to briefly talk about some other programs that we have some relationship with through our Park for Every Classroom program, but they do so much more, and I really want to give them a shout out so that all of you are aware of what else is going on, particularly in this region, with the future, with youth. You heard from Jed, and they do fantastic work here. There's also Groundwork Lawrence and their Green Team. The Green Team is a year-round program. It's with part-time paid positions for Lawrence high school age students. It focuses on environmental education, leadership development, and community stewardship. And along people learn about local environmental and healthy community issues. They get involved with maintaining and improving green spaces in Lawrence, growing healthy food, recycling, tackling recycling and waste reduction in the city, river cleanups, and other hands-on improvement projects throughout the city. Plus, they raise awareness and they challenge their peers to also do community service. This program has been around, I forget now, at least 15 years. It's a really great work they've done. So they really are truly improving Lawrence and Lawrence's green spaces, but also changing these young people's lives. Other programs here in Lawrence, as I said, we're so impressed with the Lawrence community voting program, and I learned a lot more about it today. I want to mention another interesting program called Andover Bread Loaf, which is an outreach program from Phillips Academy, and they use writing and the arts to engage adults and young people in developing their intellectual leadership and collaborative skills. So they have a6 for younger kids called Rising Loaves. It's for students grades 5 through 8. There's an even younger program called Andover Bread Loaf Slices for grades 2 through 5. But Rising Loaves is hosted by the Lawrence History Center, which is located right in the old Essex Company offices and yard in downtown Lawrence. And Rising Loaves just celebrated their 10th summer with the theme, We Are Story Weavers. And Lawrence students and their writing leaders use the History Center as their base for the writing program. They engage in various forms of writing, including poetry and narratives and memoirs. They have guest speakers. They participate in field trips, and they also interact with the History Center's archival collections. So they gain an understanding or appreciation for the history of Lawrence, and also their sense is how they and their families are an important part of this continuing history of this important city. So I encourage you to check out these organizations and more, because there's a lot of great work happening around here. We really want to spread the word. So now I'm going to shift gears, and I'm very happy to announce our fall awards. And we have a Pioneer in Partnership Award. And Pioneer in Partnership Awards are given to organizations that work across boundaries to provide meaningful programs that benefit the residents of this region and help connect all of us to the assets and resources here. And it's really about these partnerships. We're all so much more powerful when we work in partnership together. And this one's quite extraordinary, I think. I'm very pleased to present the Pioneer in Partnership Award to the Massachusetts Department of Conservation and Recreation, and the Lawrence Boys and Girls Club for their collaborative stewardship program. Let me tell you a little bit about it. In the fall of 2023, the Massachusetts Department of Conservation and Recreation launched the DCR Stewardship Corps at the Lawrence Heritage State Park in partnership with the Boys and Girls Club. It's an 8-week program, and they engage 12 high school students weekly after school with hands-on learning sessions and weekend field trips. The students were involved with a variety of topics related to climate, conservation, recreation, and DCR's stewardship of properties. The program is part of DCR's workforce engagement pipeline, and they are looking to get greater awareness of DCR's mission. They want people to experience the state parks close to home and foster a sense of community by exposing people to the nearby natural, cultural, and recreational resources that really surround us, but not everybody always knows about them. And help them gain, our residents gain an appreciation and ongoing commitment to the shared stewardship of these resources. So the DCR staff involved in the program said they were really inspired by the energy engagement of the high school students and the commitment of the Boys and Girls Club to help foster these leadership skills and stewardship. The core community service project last April was planting trees and flowers in the courtyard at the Lawrence Heritage State Park. And they said it really completely transformed the place and made it much more welcoming and enjoyable for people who came to the park or people who just walk by and sit in the courtyard. And then the Corps returned in June with some younger children, and they planted additional flowers, which sort of reinforced this commitment and collaboration and sense of shared stewardship. So in addition to DCR and the Boys and Girls Club, we should also give credit for the success of this program to the Still Corporation, who provided the initial seed money to support getting this program going through their Hearts of Steel grant program. And since then, DCR has actually replicated this model in Fall River. So DCR is delighted to partner with Lawrence Boys and Girls Club again this year to welcome its second DCR Stewardship Corps in Lawrence. And they're also really excited to say that 2 members from the original Corps are coming back to serve as mentors for the new group of kids coming in. So now I would like to invite, first of all, Carolyn Friedman from Senator Warren's office to come join me here, because we have actually 2 presentations. One is our Essex Heritage Award, and the other is a citation from Senator Warren's office. And with that, I would like to ask the Deputy Commissioner Priscilla Geiges and the Lawrence Boys and Girls Club Director Marcus Fisher and anyone else who's involved with this program, to please come up here and join us here.
I think we give squeeze it. Squeeze in a little bit, yeah. The light is not amazing here. Do our best. Thank you.
So would you like to say a few words? And Carol, did you want to read your thing? Okay.
My name is Priscilla Geiges. I'm Deputy Commissioner at the Department of Conservation and Recreation. And on behalf of all of us at DCR, we are so thrilled and honored and humbled to be accepting this Pioneer and Partnership Award with the Boys and Girls Club of Lawrence. We have found an incredible partner, and I just knew it the minute that I met Jody and Amy and now Becca and Marcus, and when Marcus gave me a tour of the Boys and Girls Club, it just exuded the mission that we have too, in terms of scholarship and leadership and stewardship and community engagement. And mission is really important to the department. Our mission is to promote, protect, and enhance our commonwealth of natural, cultural, and recreational resources for the well-being of all. And part of our job is also to continue this incredible legacy that started in 1893 when our park system actually was established with the Metropolitan Park System. And part of that legacy is looking for future leaders. And that's why this DCR Stewardship Corps is so important, because we need to find those future leaders that can promote that shared stewardship and can be part of our agency, whether it's a seasonal position, whether it's a full-time position, or whether it's just being an engaged person that promotes shared stewardship. So, as was read by Annie, we really were inspired by our first year stewardship corps. I always say you have one chance to make a first impression, and our inaugural class was absolutely incredible, and they inspired us each and every day. And Orlando is representing them today, and he is our mentor. He is one of our mentors this year, which really shows that continued stewardship. So we know that we are in good hands in the future because we see it in the faces of our Stewardship Corps members, and we see it in the faces of our partners. And I also want to give a shout out to Dan Paradise, who's here from the Steel Corporation, because as Annie read, this would not have been possible without a $20,000 award from the Steel Corporation, who has been promoting America's state parks for the past 20 years all across the nation. And really, engage with communities and have impactful leadership. So I really want to thank all of you for this great award, and to thank our partners, the Boys and Girls Club, for your incredible leadership and your partnership, and we look forward to doing more great things.
Thank you so much for your kind words. The Boys and Girls Club of Lawrence is really focused on helping kids develop their potential, right? And this partnership with DCR has been a fabulous tool to promote that. Our kids had opportunities to learn about the natural resources around them that they wouldn't have had without this partnership. And I want to say a big thank you to Laura, who has been the driving force behind this program. Your enthusiasm and your energy level is contagious, and you are the motor of this program, and we are incredibly grateful that you came into our lives. I want to say also thank you to all the other staff from DCR who delivered the program. I mean, they were fabulous with our kids, and they really helped us engage our kids, so thank you for that. Thank you to our own staff, Amy and Jody, for running this program, and Becca now as a new cohort starts up. And of course, thank you to our kids, right? Orlando, you guys were a great representative of the club, what the club stands for, and your level of engagement and commitment to this program has been fabulous. I'm so happy that you are now a paid intern helping the next cohort of kids succeed in this program. And of course, none of this would be possible without the support of the Steel Foundation. Thank you for that support. I mean, it comes down to corporate responsibility, right, when it comes to developing these type of initiatives that are so helpful in developing kids' lives. And so thank you, I really appreciate that. We are primarily serving inner city kids at the Boys and Girls Club, and there are three main focus areas for us at the Boys and Girls Club. Number one, education is key. Education is a life changer for our kids. It opens doors that otherwise would stay closed. And I see this program initiative falling into this category as well. The second area that we're focused on is healthy lifestyles. Learning about how to working out on a regular basis, proper nutrition, staying away from high-risk behaviors like gang involvement, drug and alcohol abuse, and those type of things that can throw a kid off their path. And healthy lifestyle has also something to do about being out in nature and being involved in nature. And this program was a great example of how you can make that happen. The third area is community service. We want our kids to understand that no matter where we're coming from, what our background is, we all have the ability to do some positive things in our community. And again, this program was a great example of that because our kids had the opportunity to participate in a community service project, planting and refurbishing Heritage Park, State Park, and another great opportunity for our kids. So I want to wrap this up, but I'm very grateful for the partnership with DCR. By the way, we have another program that is supported by DCR, our Summer Night program, that engages teens who otherwise couldn't come to the club during the day, at night, during summer nights, and we're grateful for that support as well. So again, thank you for the award. It's a great recognition, and thank you for all the people that made it happen. Very much appreciated.
Wow, that is really impressive. Again, partnerships are so key, so important. We work to try to provide opportunities, and I'm so delighted that there are all these other partnerships coming together around here, and they certainly have an impact. Now would like to talk about two special recognition awards we have. This is for people that have really made such a significant contribution to this region and furthering the principles that Essex Heritage really cares about, which is preserving and enhancing and promoting the historic, cultural, and natural resources of Essex County and the Essex National Heritage Area. So first, we would like to present this special recognition award to Ken Torino, who recently retired as the Management of Community Partnerships and Resource Development at Historic New England. Historic New England is the oldest, largest, and most comprehensive regional preservation organization in the country, and Ken was responsible for developing and managing Historic New England's traveling exhibition program, among many other things. Some of his notable projects include the critically acclaimed collaboration with Mass Mocha, Yankees Remix, Artist Take on New England, America's Kitchens, the Cameras Coast, and the award-winning From Dairy to Doorstep milk delivery in New England from 1860 to 1960. As part of Historic New England's 100 Years, 100 Communities initiative, Ken established partnerships with institutions across New England, focusing on collecting and preserving 20th century history. He also developed and coordinated a course on New England architecture, decorative arts, and material culture. And Ken is the past president of the board of the House of Seven Gables Settlement Association and serves on the American Association for State and Local History Council. He's still lecturer at Tufts University in Museum Studies program and a consultant on interpretation and community engagement at historic house museums and LGBTQ+ projects. At Essex Heritage, we are very grateful for Ken's partnership in helping to preserve and promote the culture and historical resources of the Essex National Heritage Area. And he's partnered with us on everything from trails and sales events to even hosting us on a staff outing. His years of dedication to the history of this region have had a tremendous influence on current and future generations of New England museum professionals. I would like now to again invite Carolyn to join me because we have a dual presentation, both of Essex Heritage and also Senator Warren's citation. Ken, would you please come up?
You you know, I never missed an opportunity to say. So I'm going to be quick because I know some of you have to get to work and others want to enjoy this beautiful day. I want to go on one of those rides. I really just want to say I'm very grateful for this award, particularly because I've been a commissioner and involved with Essex National, and I really want to thank them. When I was in graduate school, living in DC, I wanted to come back to Essex County. And I've been here, if you count my college years at Salem State, 44 years in the county, and living in the smallest town in all of Massachusetts. And Julie Tarmey's here from the Nahat Historical Society, which I've been fortunate to be involved with. But I really want to just say thank you to Essex National. I want to say thank you to Annie and her amazing staff for all they do for all of us, for all of our communities. We live in one of the most historic and certainly most beautiful natural areas in the whole country. We're lucky to have you, so this is really to thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all. You can't get away from it. We're still going to rely on you for things. And now I would like to announce our second special recognition award, and it's going to Kate Bowditch, who recently retired as president of Essex County Greenbelt. Greenbelt is their name. She joined Greenbelt in 2018, and prior to that, Kate worked for 24 years at the Charles River Watershed Association, where she helped to transform the Charles River into the cleanest urban river in the country. Under Kate's leadership, Greenbelt has now grown its capacity as the most active land conservation organization in Essex County. Greenbelt has a small team of staff, but with Kate at the helm, the organization has found new and effective ways to amplify their impact and achieve results. During Kate's tenure, Greenbelt expanded its capacity by engaging more people in their work, leveraging technology to help people navigate their properties, and focusing on the current and future impacts of climate change. Over the past 6 years, Greenbelt has conserved more than 4,000 acres of land, closing 20 to 30 projects annually. That's a pretty incredible record, because it's not easy to conserve land these days. It's very expensive. One especially important project was the land owned by the Patton family in Hamilton and Topsfield, which totaled 148 acres. In just 6 months, thanks to the generosity of supporters near and far, Greenbelt raised $4 million to purchase the land, creating Vineyard Hill Reservation and Iron Ox Farm. So during COVID, Greenbelt focused on developing valuable resources for families and children stuck at home. The organization produced new online content and created, I think it was dozens of videos, including Kate's 60 walks to celebrate Greenbelt's 60th anniversary. 60 walks. I see many of the Kate, but I didn't know you had 60. Essex Heritage is grateful to Kate and Greenbelt's commitment to protecting and promoting the natural resources of Essex National Heritage Area. And we appreciate her partnership on our programs such as Trails and Sails and A Park for Every Classroom, and recognize her many accomplishments that have had such a positive impact on this region. So I'd now like to invite Kate up here to accept both a citation from Senator Warren as well as the Essex National Heritage Area Special Recognition Award.
Thank you, Annie. And it's really an honor, and I'm humbled to be here accepting this award. I very much appreciate it, and I love having spent the last 6 years at Greenbelt, being able to share that one of the very first things I did when I was first hired in October of 2018 was come to Essex Heritage's meeting. I didn't know anyone, and I was a little nervous. I wasn't sure what this was all about, and just as this meeting, I learned so much. I met so many nice people I have to share that I was so pleased to be kind of taken under the wing of Fred Winthrop, who I'm sure many of you know. He introduced me to lots of people and really welcomed me to this position. So it's a nice sort of coming around full circle here as I bid farewell to my role as president at Greenbelt, and thank all of you so much. Congratulations, Angela, on your new position. And Jed, thank you for hosting us here in this amazing facility. As all the time I spent on the Charles, you can imagine how near and dear community voting programs are to my heart. So it's great to be here, and I also hope I'm going to get to go on a boat ride. There's time. It's Greenbelt, for those of you who might not know, is the land trust for all of Essex County. We conserve natural land and working farms forever, and therefore protect our drinking water supplies, beautiful scenic open spaces, our local food supply, and all kinds of the really tremendous values that natural areas provide to us. It's particularly nice for me that Essex Heritage and Greenbelt are partners, along with so many other organizations, and that open space and natural resources in Essex County are considered part of our heritage. It's unusual, not every place has that feeling and perspective about the value of natural and open spaces. So it's a real honor to be here with all of you, and thank you so very much. I really appreciate it. And I'm sure you'll all meet Chris and get to know him soon, Greenbelt's new president.
Thank you so much, Kate. As someone who lives in another little city, I live in Salem, and used to create sort of dense housing and environment. It's really special to have these open spaces also. So we're very much about love urban spaces, but as you see here, having the ability to get out into open spaces is also really important. So it's sort of the both the heritage and also the natural resources are incredibly important to the quality of life in this region. So with that, I just want to announce that we have some upcoming events coming up. The photo contest, which Francisco was one of the winners last year, is going on right now, the 2024 photo contest. The deadline is December 23rd. So I really hope some people in this room will participate. It's a lot of fun. We absolutely love the pictures we see. Even though we're out and about and all around the heritage area, it's just so fun to see other people, what's important to them, what they see, the places that they discover and show us through the photo contest. We also are doing events around the Revolutionary War 250th anniversary. So I hope you'll stay posted. We have a website off of our website. We have sort of a sub-website called Rev 250 Essex. We're doing a number of events and programs. And part of what's so exciting about some of that work is not just the anniversary and commemoration, but also all these untold or unknown stories that we're starting to uncover with partners and friends and historians, and starting to understand how much it took to do the revolution, how many people. It wasn't just the generals, it was a lot of people. Some people really gained freedom and liberty, other people didn't. So it's really digging into those stories, very rich, very interesting, and well worth looking at in this reappraisal of the Revolutionary War on the 250th anniversary, which is this year, next year, and the year after, that we will be doing these stories and these programs. As part of that, I do want to mention there a large reenactment that we are involved with now, and that is going to be the Battle of Bunker Hill, which is going to be on June 21st and 22nd. Not at Bunker Hill, because there's no room there, but at Stagefort Park in Gloucester. We expect to have about 500 troops, ships, boats, people landing and marching up the hill with a redoubt. It should be a really interesting and also a lot of fun. We'll have reenactors both reenacting the battle scenes, but also colonial life at that time. And so I hope you'll put that on your calendar and try to come June 21st and 22nd to Gloucester. And with that, we're done with the meeting. I think we kept just about an hour to 10 o'clock. But thank you so much for coming, and really appreciate seeing all of you, and it's just such fun to see such a mixture of people and partners and good friends in this room, so thank you so much.